DJ.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Happy Wednesday. Welcome back, everybody. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? Man, if I got some news for y'all, some things going on. But, I don't want to jump the gun on anything. So let's start the show off like I usually do. Welcome back to this wonderful Wednesday afternoon. It's 4 o'clock. I know y'all been waiting to see me. I've been waiting to see y'all again. Let's talk about the week, man. That's kind of what's really I want to talk about. So first and foremost, I'm just going to talk my shit for a second, okay? Because I feel like I got the right to talk my shit. Honestly, it's hilarious how we were the underdog. Everyone stated that the Falcons would lose Monday Night Football. It's a primetime game, and they say Cousins was played out. He's too old. He's not prime like he used to be anymore. You got people talking about the Eagles are the better team. They're better put together, the better offense, the better defense. And it looks like to me, no matter the fact that every broadcaster went for the Eagles to win, and it turned out to be the biggest upset of the week, I'm happy to see it. Because I've been telling y'all all week. I said, the Falcons are going to beat the Eagles. I said, we're going to do it. It's going to happen. I said, I just feel it in my bones. It's so funny because my ticket, $5 ticket, would have won me $500. But the Lions, man, the Detroit fucking Lions, they they fucked me over good on my ticket. They got me. That was the only team that didn't hit. Every other team did what they were supposed to do. The Saints did more than what they were supposed to do. Happy about that for sure. My team took the win money line, which I do not have to go for anything other than money line with that game because I'm not going to play around with it. You know what I mean? So that hit for me too. Not to mention that we did this and beat them in the last minute and a half of the game, minute and 37, minute 40 seconds, whatever you want to call it. But I looked at we were all wearing our football jerseys this weekend, for the Falcons, gang, one family, one team. So when this last minute and a half is in the game, I look at Terrence and I say, 2-minute drill. Terrence goes, well, what's that? I said, well, 2-minute drill means we got to score in less than 2 minutes. So let's see if we can do it. And my boy Kirk O'Chains, or Kirk Cousins, whatever y'all want to call him, he went out there and showed us a great 2-minute drill recipe. He actually did it in a minute. So I'm kind of happy about that. But I ain't seen that kind of play on the Falcons since prime time Matty Ice. So I definitely got to give credit where credit is due. Appreciate it so much. We beat the Eagles. We clipped those wings. I mean, you can look at all the posts that I stated and talked about prior to, beforehand, the week of, the coming up. I said, we're going to win. I think we're going to beat, I also think we're going to beat, Kansas City. I don't think that'll be an issue for them. I think they was, even though they always struggle with Cincinnati, that showed me that they're not undefeatable. And I feel like maybe we can give them their first loss of the week or the season. I feel like if we beat the Eagles, when we beat the Chiefs, then people are going to start worrying about us. And they're going to take us serious again, I know y'all mad and been calling us all kind of crazy names since that crazy Super Bowl happened, but it's like 7 years ago. Let it go. All right? It's been a long time ago. Our time is coming again. I believe this could be the year that we take it back to the Super Bowl and take it home. I would love for it to be the year for me to say my team has won the Super Bowl in 2024-25 season. I mean, it looks like we can do it. If we can beat the Chiefs next week, I believe we can do anything. And then we got the Saints the week after that. I'm just ready to go on a, what do they call it when we shooting dice and you hitting? I'm ready to go on that one run. Ready to go on that one run. All in all, though, the weekend was great. We ended up doing a whole football weekend, so not just a day. We did Sunday, Monday, since every other team plays Sunday, but our teams played Monday. But everybody had different jerseys for a reason. We all about that life. Falcons, we rose the fuck up. That's what we did. We rose up and we beat the Eagles. But Sunday, we watched all of the games at home. We watched the Saints destroy the Cowboys. Man, wild. Because I think I mentioned and I said something about the fact that Cowboys won't be able to do that 2 weeks in a row. And it's not even like they're not capable of it. Their demeanor is like it's not capable of them winning back to back like that. It's like they're so stuck on losing so much. They don't know that they're a decent team. They're a good team. You know what I mean? But they got to stay out of them heads. You know what I mean? They stay in their heads, and that's where it comes down to it. Because the Saints went marching in Dallas. The same way we went to Philadelphia and clipped the Eagles' wings, the Saints went to Dallas and showed the Cowboys they was cowgirls. So, I mean, they walked all over them, and we flew around and put bird shit all over the Eagles Stadium, because we the shit. But it was a great football Sunday. My son, Kalila was stuck between being a Cowboys and a Falcons fan, and when she saw how bad the Cowboys lost and the fact that we won, she changed her mind pretty fast. And she was like, "Oh, I was just playing. I'm a Falcons fan, but it's a good thing we wanted to show my baby. We not like that trash." Anyway, Sunday we ended up going to her mom's house to watch the games. It was Sunday dinner. Let me tell you something. It's been a while since I've been in the comfortability of people where it's just like cool environment, good times, no drama. Just, enjoying football Sunday. And we went to her mom's house and did Sunday dinner. That was great. It was amazing. It was pretty cool, pretty dope. Watched the games. The kids had fun. They played around as well as watching the games. I had my little breaks in between certain games. I think the last game of the night, it was like a 30-minute, 45-minute break in between that. So I kind of went ahead and had me some, personal time, took my medicine, you know what I mean? And had a cool little time. But after that, we went home. Me and the kids still ended up chilling and kicking it for a little minute, playing around. And we got ready for football for Monday Night Football. The next day came around. We woke up. Everybody had pancakes. We were playing around all day, kicking it, chilling. Then we ended up, I ended up cooking Monday night, for the game. So I made crab legs, hamburgers for the kids. I actually had me a hamburger too, along with some barbecue baked beans. And I believe I made some macaroni and cheese too. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, I think I did actually. But made a little dinner for everybody for Monday night. We ended up watching the game together in the room, eating. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty fun to have that going on. And oh man, when the end of the game came, we was all just like, "What's going on, man? What's going on?" But lo and behold, when Drake London scored that touchdown to give us the go-ahead point, or to give us the tie the game, and then Young Hoku extra point to give us that point ahead, I was still nervous because the Eagles had 34 seconds and they just needed to get down to the field to kick a field goal. Obviously, we didn't want that to happen. After they first play, they threw an interception, and that's when I got up and I was like, "Woo!" And then everybody started doing it, the whole family. It was pretty dope that everybody kind of joined in with me. Even Junior, which I knew he kind of would, but he went a little overboard. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see him do it. So we enjoyed our weekend for the most part. Everything went great. Work is still cool. You know what I mean? Like I got no problems here. This place is good to me. I get good hours. I get treated well. I got no complaints at all. One thing I will say is that I may work a lot and maybe more than I probably should, but somebody got to pay the bills. You know what I mean? Somebody got to pay the bills. Congratulations to Diamond. She chose to go back to work and she got a new job that she starts tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. Do I agree with it? Not really, but if she want to work, I'll let her work. I'm not a what do you call it, slave master, nothing like that. I ain't trying to kidnap nobody. I'll let her have to do what she want to do. But let's get to some exciting news. So last week, if you all know, I had, God, what day was that? I had to go to Los Angeles Thursday, I want to say. No, it was Wednesday. No, I think it was Thursday. I'm sorry, it was Thursday. So I had to go to Los Angeles Thursday. Basically, I got a trip coming up in about a week and a half where I will be going to London. It's gonna be pretty cool, pretty dope. I can't wait. I can't wait to see. Can't wait to get there. It's my first trip out of the country. Speaking of, so I went to Los Angeles because since my flight was already booked and everything, I called the passport agency down there, or called them. They set me an appointment for Los Angeles, which if you're in Las Vegas, if you're in Nevada, the closest one to us is the one in Los Angeles. And they will set you an appointment, which they set my appointment the very next day, which is why I went Thursday since I said it Wednesday. And you go down there, you bring your birth certificate, you bring your ID, you bring your application, your passport photo, and I think your itinerary for your flight information, right? Now, if you are trying to get your passport and you're okay with waiting, then you can do everything and fill it out and go down to the post office here in town and just wait the waiting period, which is like a couple of months, I believe. However, let's say you got a flight booked and that flight is booked for 2 weeks from today, okay? And you need your passport before that. Well, what I learned last week is what you can do is go down to LA to that agency after setting an appointment, bring all the information I just stated, which is your ID, your birth certificate, your passport photo, your itinerary, and your application printed out, because they won't take it over the phone. If you don't have it printed out, they're going to make you fill it out again. Okay. Once you have all that information and you go up there, you'll show them all the information you have. You give them your application. You can pay the $130 if you just want the passport book, or you'll do $160 if you want the passport card as well. So what happens is once you do all the information and give the application and submit it, they'll go ahead and process it all. They'll see that your flight, as long as your flight is within 3 weeks of the date that you are there, you can pay an additional fee to expedite it to get it to you a lot sooner. So what happens is, let's say if you're wanting to go early enough in the day, my appointment was 9 a.m., right? So whether it's Las Vegas, California, same time, 9 a.m. And they said to come back from 1 to 3 for me to pick it up same day. So I took a flight out there Thursday morning, went back there around 1 something, picked everything up, had it all set to go, good to go. Paid everything was set. I got it same exact day, same day. Okay. Now you can't have a flight to Florida. I think they're going to give you a passport same day. It has to be a flight, internationally, somewhere where you're required to have a passport for, in order for them to get you that passport same day. Otherwise, you're going to be in that same waiting period. There is an option where they can mail it to you where it's 3 to 5 business days. But if you ask them and, be nice, right? These people are having a tough day too. They will go ahead and expedite it for same day where you can just pick it back up from there. As long as all the information is there and you got what you need, you're set to go. I did that, and when it happened, boom, passport, set to go. I'm good to go. And it's exciting because I've always dreamed, and emphasis on that word, I've always dreamed of getting my passport, but I never really, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I never saw it as an actual, how do you say this, a reachable task. I never saw that I can actually obtain it. I never believed that I would get one. I always thought that, it's just something I'll think about, having a passport one day, but I'll never really get one. And now that I got one, I'm just thinking of all the places I can go, now that I know the process, I'm like, I want to work on getting all the kids and their mom their passports, and maybe we can take a family trip one day. I think it'll be pretty cool if we can take a trip out of the country together. I would really appreciate that. That would be kind of nice, something nice, something cool. But now that I have it, I'm like, man, I can go to all of these cool places now. I can do all of these things and take all of these trips, and I got nothing holding me back anymore. Yeah, I could take a trip anywhere in the States, in the country, and a couple of places, like Puerto Rico, stuff like that. But now it's like my options are limitless. I got so many options on where I can go and when I can go. So I'm kind of excited about that, to know that I don't have to actually, how do you say it, limit my capabilities on where I want to travel. if you know me, one of my lifelong dreams and places to visit has been Greece. What's holding me back now? If I plan it early enough, do it the right way, I can get an entire trip booked to Greece and do it. I can have my time there, my stay. I cannot wait. All of the things I want to just go to, maybe even Japan, China, all of these things are just bringing me up, and I'm just like, man, there's so much excitement I want to do now. I just need to go ahead and really put the foot to the pedal and make it happen. I've got all of the tools necessary now. Nothing is holding me back anymore, so I have no more excuses. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you all will see. And it's not like I'm rich, so I can't go every month somewhere, but at least once or twice a year, I can take a good trip, somewhere nice, somewhere new. So I'm excited about that. I'm in my 30s and I'm ready to take trips. Like, that's pretty cool. I'm ready to do that. That's going to be nice. And if I plan it all the right way, man, nothing will be affected, not even bills. So I'm happy about that. Let's see. But while we were in LA, one thing I forgot to say. So our flight, I think they loaded the passengers before they loaded the crew, so they had to take the passengers off. Then they let the crew load. Then they were going to bring the passengers back on, but then they found out the crew was missing. Or somebody from the crew wasn't there yet. So they made everybody stay back off again. Then the crew member finally arrived, so they started lining people up to put them back on the plane finally. So it delayed our flight for about an hour or two. It was wild. By the time I got back home, though, it was about 7, 8 o'clock, something like that. And I went home, showered, and I went to sleep. It was a long day. I was up all morning. I didn't go to sleep that night. I got up off of work and I got home. I went to LA. The flight was at 5 a.m. So I got to the airport about 4 a.m. So I was just up all day. You know what I mean? I was tired. So I needed some rest. And I got some when I got home. I slept really, really good that night. I really slept really good. I had a double the next day, which was great that I got some sleep. Otherwise, it would have been a problem. But when I was out in LA, man, it was dope, man. I went and had some more of those tacos you dip in transmission fluid. But this time I didn't have the transmission fluid to go with it. The Vidya tacos. I had some more. It's called, oh God, I forget the name of the place. But let me tell you something about them tacos. They tasted so fresh, so nice. So, man, I was like, oh man, what is that? I can't believe it. It's called, oh, come on now. It's like Tokaya or Toyaka. Let me see if I can pull it back up. No, I can't. But I have it in my favorites somewhere from when we went out there, so I'm not worried about it. But it was, man, it was such good food. Come to find out, they don't have any chains in Vegas. It's just in Los Angeles, so it is what it is. But it was just pretty cool to actually go out there and have a day trip to California. It was like a little mini. It was a turnaround trip, of course, but it was pretty cool to have that little day up in there. Go get something to eat, chill, hang out, kick it. Then get to the airport, go ahead and get ready and go home. It was a nice little trip. Even though it was only a day, it was a nice little mini vacation, whatever you want to call it, I consider. Even though I went for business to get my passport, it is what it is. But it was great, man. That's how the week really turned out for me. It was great. It was wonderful. All of those things happened. The kids kind of are just like they're, what do you call it? We took a lot of pictures in our jerseys and stuff this weekend because they were super excited that we all matched. Super happy that they all had jerseys. The girls had white and pink Michael Vick jerseys as well as black and red ones, but the boys had black and red as well as red and white Michael Vick jerseys. And I got Deion Sanders, I got Brett Favre, I got Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, I got who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody. I'm forgetting I got Vick as well. I'm forgetting something, but I'm a loyal fan, so I got a few of them things in the jerseys. I'm gonna have a lot of them. The kids was pretty excited for us to take pictures. And it was pretty cool to have fun and enjoy everything. Now, with all of that being said, after I got the week out the way, good to go, I kind of want to get into this subject. I may be on this subject briefly, but I just want to put the importance of what's going on. Lately, I have seen a lot of these missing kid posts on social media. And now, I'm a parent, and I'm a human being. So when I see a kid missing, I don't care the skin color. I'm gonna share it because a kid is a kid. Kid is a kid. I'm always skeptical on sharing them because I keep hearing that there's a lot of false reports being put out, and false claims being made on some of these kids coming up missing. And again, I hear it a lot, and even though I know it's a big thing going on, I'm still gonna keep sharing those posts. I'm still gonna keep doing it. Only because it could be that one time where somebody is really telling the truth about somebody missing, and it only takes that one share to get another eye on it to see if they can help. And I just don't want to be that person to feel like because of what everybody else is doing or saying, I'm gonna just let this derail me from being a good person. I just feel like in my heart, God knows in my heart, whatever the case may be, that if anything, I want anybody to be safe and sound. I don't care about what may not happen. In my heart, I'm hoping that that child is found. I may not remember every name or face of a photo I share, but I know I will share it because it could be the one. Now, is there a lot of scams going on with these ones? Yeah, I see them. I've had people point them out to me on posts I've shared, and I've dug into the comments. And sometimes I can go into the comments to see some, but sometimes I'm not thinking about the comments. I'm thinking about the urgency of just share it right away and then go look at the comments. You know what I mean? So I just wish that people would not play so delicately with the situation and use missing kids for attention on social media. I think that right there is just a little disgraceful, if you ask me, because children are kind of like they're our next generation. They are the next leaders, the next runner-ups to run the country, to be the hard workers, to be the developers, to bring everything out. They're the next runner-ups to do that, and we don't want to play with the children. We want to lead, teach, and protect them. And these false claims and accusations that do not help. That do not help. We're already worried. As a parent, I'm telling you now, we're worried about our children 24/7. My children are at home with their mother, and I'm still worried about them. It happens. So these missing kid posts are just a little. I just hope if you share one or if you post one, you mean it in goodwill and good faith because you want that child to be found and helped. If you are doing this for attention to get likes, comments, and shares or sell a page, I think there's a special place in hell for you, and your day will come. That's how I feel. With that being said, a lot of people have lost people. They've lost children. They've lost parents. They've lost siblings, friends, family. You lose people all the time in life. And as we see in 2024, people are just going left to right. They're just leaving. No explanation, which, of course, death has no explanation. That it is in itself its own explanation, right, death? But when people just out of the blue go one day, we all expect to die someday. Because, again, why are you taking life serious? Nobody gets out alive anyway, right? I think the recent one was what Tito Jackson passed away. You know what? I'm going to apologize publicly because I have a really dark sense of humor. And when I heard Tito Jackson died, I said, man, Tito Jackson passed away? It looks like the Jackson 5 is doing a countdown. And yeah, probably I probably should not have actually said that. I mean, I get it. So, but grief. People grieve in different ways. People grieve in different ways. I lost my brother 12 years ago. May he rest in peace. Happy belated birthday to him as well. If I didn't say it before. I lost him it's been 12 years. And grief it's not just gone away. You know what I mean? I can't just sit up there and be like, oh yeah, I'm all good in the hood. That's not really the case, because it could be a time where I'm actually sitting there and I could be thinking of the fact that we were kids and we used to wrestle or we used to play around, or the fact that whenever they would piss me off or they would double team me, I would get a knife and chase them around the house. Little things like that will set you off to grief just kind of taking over. You know what I mean? It'll kind of push you to a place of, man, I'm sad. And you kind of tear up sometimes. Or I even tell people all the time, even when you have grief and you have happy tears, because you're like, you wish they could see the journey you're on or the accomplishment you've made. Even though they're happy tears, there's a little sadness in there something. We are not made to deflect and fight off grief. Let me say that now. I believe that grief is our way of building a tolerance to that person being gone, or that thing being gone, or that job being lost, or that person being lost. I think grief is our, for lack of a better word, I'll say addiction. But you know how, or our drug, sorry, grief is our drug. And we're addicted to it because we're going to keep missing that person. But just like any addiction, you build a tolerance as to how much it will affect you as far as emotionally, mentally, physically, right? So like day one of my brother being gone, like I didn't really want to move or get out of bed or do anything because I felt lifeless because a huge part of me had left. And today I don't feel like that, right? Yes, I do feel like a huge part of me is left, but I don't feel like I can't get up and move because I built such a tolerance to him being gone, of me missing him, of me grieving him every year, every birthday that comes, every celebration of his memorial that comes, every holiday that comes by for every year that he's gone. I built up such a tolerance of grieving him for those moments that now I can get up and say, man, I miss you just like I did on day one, maybe even more. But at least I can get up and walk now. At least I can get up and move around and do something with myself. So grief isn't really something that I don't think we're made to fight it off. I think we're supposed to take it in. Grief is supposed to be there to get us through. It's our some people say that some drugs are good in the right way, which I don't necessarily believe that. But what I will say about grief is if you utilize it the right way for the right things and the right motivation, you can accomplish so many things. Okay. I've used my grief to get through working a job I didn't want to work through, or to get myself in a position I needed to mentally, or to get my health back to where I needed to be. I've used that motivation of the fact that I don't want to let that person down, or I don't want that person to look at me like you can do better than this. I use that as motivation and fuel to keep going, to keep on going. You know what I mean? I think you can use that grief to really put something and do something productive with yourself. Because if you really think about it, nobody that cared and loved about you wants to see you beat yourself up, tear yourself down, or be sad about them not being there. They don't want to see that. They want to see you happy. They want to see you enjoying life. They want to see you trying. They want to see you put in the effort. Now, I will say this. Relapses happen. I don't care if you're a drug addict or we're talking about grief. If you're talking about relapses, they happen. It is okay to relapse. Just do not stay there. Okay? Just don't stay there. Prime example. My kids right now, they've been asking a lot about my brother. They ask a lot about him and how he was, what jokes he made and stuff like that. Like they talk about him and they want to know about him. It's the fact that him and my oldest son got the same name. So with them doing that, like it brings up the grief, and it brings that grief into me, and it brings me back to that crossroad. Like, do I break down or do I take care of myself, or I just stay in the middle and just kind of steady it out? And it's okay that happens. We're gonna have setbacks. We're gonna have relapses. But what I do is, I answer their questions. I still talk about it. I still act like everything is good to go. It's amazing how your kids can tell that. Every time I feel like it's a little too much of talking about it or too much in the details, because I miss them. It's like my kids will just like give me a hug and change the subject. It's like they kind of know. You know what I mean? It's like they know, they understand. It's pretty cool. But a lot of people are grieving and we're all letting it keep us down. And what do we really get from staying down? We're not improving. We're not doing any footwork. We're not doing nothing but grieving. We all know how to multitask. My feelings may be hurt, but I got to go to work. You know what I mean? So let me go ahead and get up and get dressed and go to work because bills got to get paid. You know what? I got to get up and take the kids to school because even though I'm hurt, kids got to be to school by 7:30 for breakfast. Like, regardless of what the situation may be, that grief is going to be there, but to let it control you is crazy. Now, I'm not saying if it's fresh that the grief isn't going to control you, because I personally think for at least the first year, maybe two, that grief ain't going to do nothing but tear your ass up. It's going to control any and every way that you react. I kid you not. I'm just going to be honest. That's how every time I've lost a loved one that first year or two, grief has tore me the fuck up. And then I learned to control it instead of letting it control me. You know what I mean? And we have to do the work to be able to get through that, because we're going to lose loved ones. We're going to lose jobs. We're going to lose relationships. We're not prepared to lose anything at all. We're not prepared to lose people that we care about and love about, things we care and love about. It could have been a car that you got to give up and get a new one. Grief comes in so many forms that all we have to learn to do is be ready to deal with it instead of trying to deflect it and project it on somewhere else. Like, attack it head on. Because the more you run from it, the more it's going to chase you. And by the time it catches up, guess who's going to be tired? You, not it. You see what I'm saying? So they know sooner or later it's going to catch up to you. They don't have to run fast. They don't have to run right behind you. They're going to take their time, because when grief comes at its normal pace, no matter how fast you go, you're going to get tired sooner or later, and it's going to hit you right in the fucking heart, right in the gut, without you expecting shit. Then you're going to be like, what the hell is this? Where the fuck did this come from? I encourage everybody to do some work. Counseling, therapy, it's not bad. It's not wrong to go to deal with. We have a lot of this mental distress that we all deal with because everybody wants the easy way out. Prime example, when I first tried therapy when my brother died, guess what? I thought that I can just go into the therapist's office, lay back on the couch and say, fix me. I watch TV, so just fix me. I should be in here for an hour. When I get out, I'm good to go, right? Guess how that worked out for me? It didn't. It didn't work out for me. I ended up having more issues and more problems. Then I went to an anger management class, and it was a men's group, and they taught me how to express myself more and how to explain what's going on and dive deep into the details. So I went back to therapy and counseling again. Well, therapy. And guess what happened when I went back to therapy? It was easy for me to explain, I just feel like, my brother was the only person that was there to have my back throughout my entire life. He showed me examples from A, B, C, and D as to why he's having my back and that he's always going to be there for me. And now I wake up every day feeling like, dang, nobody's got my back and my brother's gone. What's going to happen? I'm able to explain that to a therapist and talk to him now and tell him how I'm feeling, because I sit up there and I learned how to express my emotions and how to talk about them, right? I don't have to be angry or violent every single time to get my point across when I'm trying to talk about something. Now, if I'm passionate, you can tell when I'm passionate because I look excited. I look maybe a little anxious, but you can see I'm passionate. Anger is different. If you're angry trying to express something, man, you need to. But passionate is when I've got all this energy that I want to just burst out because I'm trying to express and explain what's going on with me. That's it. That's all it is. It's passion for it. But when you're angry, you're yelling, not listening, not communicating right, not comprehending anything that's being said to you. You're directing everything or projecting it all off to the next person, not taking any accountability. When you're doing all of that, what do you really get from it? What do you really get from it? Nothing. So you just got to kind of learn how to really learn to express and explain the feelings that you have, that process through. Because sometimes you'll be trying to explain it and you'll be like, I don't know, man. It feels like I'm kind of like, and empty. Yeah, like I'm kind of empty. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there was a part of me there, now it's gone. They can help you digress the situation, digress your feelings or express your emotions. And some of y'all are just kind of like not willing to be okay with that when it takes the work to get to the finish line. You've never seen a football team sit at the 1 yard line on the opposite side of the field on their own one and score, because they got to go 99 more yards. They can't just score right then and there. See what I'm saying? You've never seen a race car driver just not start their engine and win the race. It's not going to happen. You've never seen a basketball player go out there with 4 people and win a game, because they'd be forfeited if they didn't have enough players. So you can't really expect the progress or the resolve if you've never done the work to get it. Yes, it's tough. Yes, it's hard. But I kid you not, with every single step you take, it gets so much easier. I swear to you. I'm only telling you from personal experience. And y'all know me, I was a stubborn motherfucker. Stubborn as can be. And I'm telling you, I know I can get there. I know anybody can. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Another thing I say with grief when I tell people, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but y'all be scared to cut people off. It is okay to have a mental funeral for somebody in your head that does not see right or do right by you. They are not acting as they should in your life, as they're supposed to. It's okay to cut them off. I don't care if it's family, friends, acquaintances, coworkers. It don't matter who it is. Cut them off. Okay, cut them off. It just don't need to be. There shouldn't be a fight over the fact that people are out here doing you wrong and treating you wrong, and you just got to sit up there and deal with that shit. I hate that saying, oh, but you only get one mother, you only get one father, you only get one this, one that. Okay, and why the fuck do I have to be the bigger person every time? Why? Shouldn't they be able to acknowledge and respect my boundaries so that we won't have these issues? So you're telling me I should sit up there and deal with the disrespect that they have for me and my boundaries, right? Let them constantly tear down and walk through my boundaries, right? And I'm the only one that gets affected by that? They get no repercussions at all, no consequences for crossing my boundaries. I just got to let them cross them. Do you even know what the meaning of war is? You want me to just surrender? No. No. I'm going to tell you right now, respect is a huge thing. I think that is probably my number one thing is respect. That's why I say I don't care to be loved. I want you to respect me. Because if you love me, you can kill me. People can kill you out of love, out of jealousy or spite. It can drive them insane. But if you respect me, you ain't even got to like me. But if you respect me, that's a different ballgame. You know why? Because respect is something different. Everybody say, oh, they have to like you to respect you. No, you don't. No, you don't. I can tell you right now, a lot of people do not like LeBron James, but they have to respect the man for his game. A lot of people do not like Tom Brady. A lot of people do not like who we saying, Alvin Kamara. A lot of people don't like Lamar Jackson, but you have to respect their game. You see what I'm saying? So regardless of what you may not like, respect is, it's not about liking something. It's about respecting something. You know what I mean? So all in all, personally, I would take respect more than anything. I don't care about you loving me. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But when you say you respect me, and it's a two-way street, now we're here. Now we're together. You feel me? I respect you. You respect me. We got a great relationship because out of respect, there's a lot of shit you will not do. I won't talk to you wrong. I won't treat you wrong. I won't backstab you. I won't do none of that. I won't be disloyal. None of that because respect is something that is just earned. You know what I mean? It's earned. You always give people the proper respect when you first meet them, but it's up to them to build it up from there. How do they build it up? Just by being themselves. Be you, be honest, be respectful. That's it. That's it. It's so simple and easy. And people find it so hard to respect everyone's boundaries. If you ain't got no family out here, but your mom is the only one that you got out here, but your mom don't know how to have your back or talk to you, if you need to cut her off for your mental well-being, for your life, cut her off. She'll be okay. Obviously, she didn't respect you enough to want to keep you around, to not have to worry about that, because she kept talking to you that way. Or let's say if it was your brother, always borrowing money from you, never paying you back. Then at that point, it is what it is. You can't get mad at the fact that you cut him off. You only want to come around when you want some money and you ain't never paid me back. Leave me alone. I'm not finna go into debt to help you out. Please leave me alone. I don't care how small or big the issue may be. It's always the principle. It is. And respect to me is about principle. It's about principle. So y'all don't want to cut these people off and they just keep disrespecting you left to right, whether it's through communications or talking behind your back or putting you in horrible situations or whatever the case may be, man. I will no longer give credit to a motherfucker that doesn't deserve it. If you can't respect me and my boundaries, respect what I stand for and what I'm about, please stay away from me. You don't have to die. You don't have to get away from me. Or you don't have to die. You don't have to go to another country. You just stay away from me. Don't try to be around me. Don't try to be in my environment. Don't try to be in my circle. Obviously, we don't mix. Respect and disrespect don't mix. That's why they're two different words. You know what I mean? That's why they're two different words. And I'm all about the respect. It could be the principle, it could be the situation, but I'm all about the respect. Some of y'all got to stop feeling like you're the bad guy because you're cutting these toxic people off. It is okay. It is perfectly fine. You don't have to be sad because people can't respect you and treat you right. You can honestly just sit up there and just be you. It is what it is. Like I say, if it ain't directed, it ain't respected, right? If you don't respect me, I don't respect you. meaning I'm not going to intentionally disrespect you, but I don't really have to show you any courtesy because you're disrespectful. So it is what it is. All in all, even if you got to grieve somebody that's still here, do what you got to do. Don't cut somebody off just to open the door back again later. I'm telling you from experience, when you cut somebody off and you try to give them a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh chance, when they see that you're willing to let them try it again, they know it's same old, same old. I can keep on trying. And they'll keep on going. They will. So it's up to you to keep your boundaries strong, your head lifted, and just be like, fuck that. You're not finna talk or treat me any kind of way. All in all, man, I just wish people would kind of deal with how we deal with grief in a different form. Grief is not always a negative thing, and we all have to go through it to get through. Grief always pops up when something happened and later on in life and all throughout it, okay? Because that's just how grief works. So if you know it's going to be there and it won't go away, you need to look at it as you have an unlimited source of fuel, because it will always be there. An unlimited source of fuel to motivate you and get you to do what you need to do, because it will always be there. Again, how would they want to see you if they knew that you were grieving over them and they looked down and seen that you were just lost in the sauce, not able to control yourself? How would they feel about that? What would they say to you? Piece of advice from my therapist, by the way. Piece of advice from my therapist. That's who taught me that. So before I go, though, I have something very important I want to share, because I thought this was very smart. At the same time, I'm glad somebody thought about it. This is, side note, just a little safety thing that I think is very important. It says, if you are ever lost while hiking, get stranded with a broken down car or etc., and you notice your mobile phone is either low on battery or has no signal, here is a tip that very well may save your life. Change the voicemail on your phone to a message that gives your approximate location, the time, the date, your situation, like if you're lost, out of gas, car broken down, injured, etc., and any special instructions such as you are staying with the car, you are walking toward the town, etc. The best part of this is that even if your mobile phone dies or stops working, your voicemail still works. So anyone calling your phone looking for you will hear the message and know where to find you or where to send help. Pass the message on and may help save a life. I think that's dope, because I never thought about anything like that, because there's been plenty of times where I done got stranded somewhere and I ain't thought about changing my voicemail. I'm like, damn, that could have helped some people find me and locate me. So I think that was pretty smart to share and give out to people, because it can help you. Imagine if you out of state or out the country or anything, and that happens. At least you know what I mean, where to go. At least you know. Other than that, man, I am excited for this trip coming up to London. I can't wait. I'm going to tell you all about it. I might, I don't know yet. I might, though. I might be able to do my show from there. We'll see. That'll be pretty dope, actually. I'll have Wi-Fi and everything good to go. So yeah. Well, we'll see if the Wi-Fi works good. If not, then unfortunately you'll be seeing me the week after. But all in all, I just want to thank you all. Stop letting these people play victim in situations they created. Handle your business. Stand on your business. Stand on your boundaries. Make them respect you. And don't make them respect you. Allow them to respect you. And if they don't, cut them off. And live a happy life. You know what I mean? All in all, though, man, it's been great talking to y'all again. I'm going to go ahead and get back to work now. It's my time to clock back in and get some work done. I will see y'all next Wednesday, though, for sure. I'm hoping I will see y'all next Wednesday on the hottest station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. Peace, love, and hair grease. I'll catch y'all next week.